Behind the bright lights and sexy spring collections is the business side of Fashion Week.
And here with insider information on the event's history, from the models to the money, is Arise business correspondent Andrew Schmertz. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. You know, thanks to our stylist, Sheila G., I could even be up here with you.
I love it.
And, you know, barely.
So, Andrew, who are you wearing?
Yes. Oh, now we get into it. A little Zara's mixed in here with some Ralph Lauren.
Oh, look at you.
Bank.
I thought you were just going to say a black suit. That was very good.
I researched it. I looked at the labels before I came up.
I like that. Zara and Ralph Lauren, high-low, very on trend. Good job, Andrew.
Thank you. Sheila gets all the credit.
So our last guest, Mike Sargent, did an intro to you talking about Fashion Week and when it started. So tell us, when did Fashion Week start?
1943. And it started as a counterweight to the Paris fashion show because of World War II. So he couldn't go to Paris during this time, so New York decided to get involved, and now it's one of the 4 big fashion shows of the world, of course.
It's like the Super Bowl of fashion,
It's a huge deal, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Paris, Milan, France, and London.
Oh, okay.
It was originally...
I'm sorry, Paris, Milan.
Paris, Milan, London.
London, exactly.
Okay.
And New York.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so, you know, Fashion Week is obviously a time for celebrities to be seen, for designers to be seen, but it really is the trade show for this industry. And it brings in, according to the New York City Development Corporation, more than $500 million into New York. So you can see there's a lot of competition for these type of shows, and obviously competition among Paris and Milan, all of which have different styles, I'm told, and and sort of a different feel, so they complement each other. But it's obviously a big economic driver for the city because it is one of the top 3 events that New York puts on every year. The Marathon is another one, and the U.S. Open.
Okay, well, since this is such a big event, it's not like you can go to Ticketmaster to get a ticket. I mean, Lola and I got the VIPs, but what about normal people?
I tried StubHub, and I couldn't get tickets. I don't know why.
Sorry, Andrew. You got to roll with Lola and I. We'll get you in.
I know. I have to have, I have to upgrade my friends to you guys.
So who does get into these shows?
Celebrities get in, obviously, because they want to be seen. So they're invited. So fashion designers will obviously bring on celebrities. Obviously, designers themselves want to be there. Buyers of major brands want to, need to be there. And really key to this is the press, editors of the fashion magazines. Because, despite the ongoing collapse of the media business, the print media business, fashion magazines continue to do very well. People are still buying them, and they're enormously powerful.
Exactly. Ad sales are up.
Ad sales are up. The book pages are up for them, and so those are hot ticket items. You could still, for us, regular folk who want to go, you could still probably get tickets if you have the right credit cards and if you're an American Express Platinum owner, for example, and you get maybe deals with hotels. It's not cheap. But a lot of people want to go.
Well, speaking of not cheap, how much do these shows cost on average to put on?
So these shows cost into the tens of thousands, even to the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So first, renting the space into Lincoln Center. And it moved to Lincoln Center. It used to be Fashion on 6.
In the Bryant Park.
In Bryant Park.
Exactly.
And then they moved to Lincoln Center because I think they needed a larger venue. They wanted to be indoors a little bit. Lincoln Center had a little bit more, I guess, cachet to it. So they couldn't call it Fashion on 6 anymore because it was no longer on 6. So designers pay upwards of $50,000 just to rent the space. And
Just to rent
the space. And then there's going to be tens of thousands of dollars, upwards of $200,000 to basically show and to put on the event.
And if you have a big name model, you're paying her at least $20,000 to $25,000 just to walk the runway for 2 seconds.
That's right. But it's all the price of doing business. They have to be there. The big name brands have to be there.
These shows are essentially also sort of glorified commercials for these brands.
Well, that's right. Look at it. They translate that into ad dollars. So we're showing clips from the fashion shows, all the entertainment shows are, all the local news. So think of all the pop they get from being seen. Wow. And, a lot of what they show may or may not ever make it into stores from what I understand, but it's all about getting their names out there. There's sometimes the outrageous, dresses that people aren't going to wear in reality, right? No one's ever going to wear. But that's what's going to make the news. That's what's going to make video segments. And so it's a major component of that. So in that case, it's cheap.
One of the people who make all the components work together, is it true that the same person has been in charge of the events calendar for nearly 7 decades?
Isn't this amazing? A woman named Ruth Finley started it in 1945, started a calendar of the fashion shows that go on there, and has been publishing it now for 7 decades. And an annual subscription is $450 a year. 7 decades.
Goodness.
Yeah.
She's working harder than Betty White.
That's pretty impressive.
So you can see there's longevity in doing the shows.
Now, the models, they apparently walk differently in different cities.
You know, that's what I'm told. That, I mean, you know, that if you're a model, you have to learn to walk differently. And I guess it all goes back to the look and feel of how each show is a little bit different. I don't know how they learned that. I don't know, is there a special, I guess there is training for
Well, I think
for
there's
this.
certain walks, like when you're doing a European walk, you just straight cut, you know, if you're not smiling, you're just there and back.
Yeah,
and then other shows, they want you to be happy and stuff, right?
Yeah, in Paris, they walk a little bit slower. In New York, a little bit faster, maybe because that's sort of because everybody in New York walks
Life
a
of
little
New
bit
York.
faster.
Right.
And like Lola says, these fashion models can earn $20,000 or more to be a runway model, which is not bad for a day's work.
Not bad at all.
I'd take it.
So are there a lot of new things we're going to be seeing this year?
You know, there's some interesting technology that we're going to be seeing. So Google Glass is going to be in the tents this year, so Google is pushing to get out
really?
there. And it's an interesting kind of idea. You know, Google Glass is the glasses that you wear that allow you internet access and allow you to videotape maybe these models without being seen. So it's interesting that Google is there. There is Project Runway, the television show will be represented there. So there's some ways to be seen, not just on the shows, but obviously these ancillary ways of sponsorship dollars that you want to be connected to in the industry.
I was up there yesterday, and they had sponsorship plastered everywhere, you know, in the lights, on the floors, there's every opportunity to promote something.
And I think that's part of the reason they moved out of Bryant Park into Lincoln Center. It provides a lot more sponsorship platforms for sponsors to be involved
That's
in.
true.
Though
So-
I liked it in Bryant Park. I thought it should be made there. That's where it was kind of historic, and I was disappointed to hear that it moved to
Exactly.
Lincoln Center.
Yeah, it
Lincoln
just-
Center just doesn't feel
It doesn't feel
like,
the same.
No, it doesn't feel the same. It's not
And
the right
you need
venue for
You
it.
need the tents.
I agree. You need the
I miss the tents. Okay, some other fun numbers you have for us regarding Fashion Week.
So there's 4,000 registered journalists are going to come to Fashion Week.
Wow.
So hopefully nothing else will happen in the world. They probably pulled people out of Syria to go cover Fashion Week. I don't know.
It's more important.
34 countries are represented by the international press. 790 tubes of Maybelline mascara will be backstage, and 15,000 cans of Diet Pepsi. I'm taking it that Diet Pepsi is a sponsor of this.
Wow.
Notice,
Kidding.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi.
They're not having regular Pepsi
Cans
at
of
this.
Diet Pepsi? Yeah, oh no. Regular Pepsi? No way. Calories.
I don't think
know.
the models are drinking Pepsi anyway. Like drinking air. Get your feel. Gotta get ready for the runway, man.
All right. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for
thank you.
being here. Thank you, and we'll see you at the tents. Well, not the tents. We'll see you at Lincoln
I
Center.
hope our party.
Yeah.
do
Well, you
it.
saw Lola was partying earlier, right?
All right.
She's got the
Party.
backstage access. That's how you
Okay,
get in.
let's make
hang out
it a
with
date
Lola.
next week. Let's do it. All right, Drew Breezy. Thank you.
And now we want to know what you all are more excited to see at Fashion Week. What are you most looking forward to? Tweet us about it at Arise TV 360.